going to do something fun that I haven't done in an absolute long time, and we are going to predict the first inning bosses as well as the collection rewards for MLB The Show 21. Now, if you're like me, you're already gearing up your new console to play the brand new game, and you're just excited.
Stop it. Get some help.
To play MLB The Show 21 in general. Whether you're playing it on old gen or you're playing it on new gen, everybody is super pumped to play the new game. Literally less than 6 days, and I will be playing MLB The Show 21.
And his name is John C.
It's amazing. I cannot wait to do it. And today we're going to be predicting not only the inning bosses, but we're going to be predicting who is going to be the collection reward for MLB The Show 21. When thinking of who is going to be the collection bosses, I had to kind of deep dive and think, well, we need some evidence. We need to think of what would make someone be the #1 guy. And honestly, I think because of a lot of different things, it's going to be none other than Roberto Clemente, and here is why. So Roberto Clemente is one of the only new legends who isn't actually in the brand new 42 series. Now, I know he's not the only one, but I'm just saying that he is one of the big guys that isn't it. And I think that Roberto Clemente has a huge shot, an absolute huge shot to be the #1 collection reward. I think everybody would absolutely love it. I mean, the guy is pretty much a 5-tool player. He is an absolute animal, and I would love to grind and get every single card in the game to get this guy. He's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to use him, whether he's a collection reward or if he ends up coming out in an inning program or however he ends up coming out. I am super pumped to try out Roberto Clemente. Now, when thinking about the lower bosses, it kind of had me thinking. Player for the first legend I think is going to be the collection reward. I think it's going to be none other than the guy from the Orioles. I think it's going to be my guy, Brooks Robinson. Now, the reason I think it's going to be Brooks Robinson is I can't really think of a good Brooks Robinson card in any of the games. I think he'd kind of be a good guy. Obviously, he's going to be probably a Gold Glover type card. He's going to have really good fielding. I do think that they would obviously buff up the contact and the power. So, obviously, you're seeing these stats right now. I know that they would be juiced. I know they'd be a lot better. But I think it would be really cool to have a good Brooks Robinson. I can't think of the last time that Brooks Robinson was viable. He's a really good legend. He was an absolute animal whenever he ended up playing baseball. One of the best players of all time at third base. He's an absolute stud. He's not necessarily the first guy as far as bats that you think of whenever you think of all-star third baseman, but I think he would be a really cool legend card to see in MLB The Show 21, and he's going to be my pick as just kind of someone that, again, this is a long shot. You never really know who they're going to put out, but I think that Brooks Robinson, and I think that Clemente is definitely a lock, but I think that Brooks Robinson definitely has a little bit of a chance. The next guy that I really want to see end up getting a collection reward would be my guy, Monte Irvin. Now, we haven't seen a Monte Irvin card that's been absolutely insane. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Monte Irvin wasn't necessarily the greatest player of all time. He wasn't necessarily an absolute stud. But they have given some really good cards to some guys that aren't necessarily the greatest of all times. I think that Monte Irvin would be a really cool card to have. I think he'd be really sick. I think he could be someone that would be just kind of in the game. I haven't seen a good Monte Irvin card in the game. I think it'd be kind of cool to see some new cards that we haven't really seen. I know that these lower collection rewards are kind of bold. That's why they're predictions, but I do think that I am spot on with Roberto Clemente being the all MLB collection reward. So that's just kind of who I think it's going to be. Now we're going to get right into the collections, and as far as the future players and the cards that we think are going to get in the XP reward path, I could see some guys coming in through here that I haven't really talked about. I honestly see some more veteran cards getting it, and the big guy that I kind of want to see get a card off the XP reward path is my guy Miggy Cabrera. Now, I know that Miguel Cabrera, I think he's listed as a third baseman, but Miguel Cabrera is just someone that I would really love to see have a card. I'd love to see a Miguel Cabrera just kind of all-star stud MVP card. And obviously they're doing all the rewards cards and they're going to do all the awards cards next year. But I would really like to see just Miguel Cabrera finally be someone that is a stud off start. He's someone I want to see. I love that guy to death, and I think it would be sick as a Tigers fan to see Miguel Cabrera in the game. But obviously you never know with these type of things, but I think that it would be really sick to just see Miggy have a good card off start. As far as the first inning program, now this is the hard one. is I think that the first inning program is going to be guys that you haven't really necessarily heard of. And so this is why I wanted to kind of just look through the rookies and stuff like that. And the first guy that I kind of think of, just whenever I think of that, is some guys like, the first guy that I think is kind of Eric Davis. Now, Eric Davis, you know, he's not really someone who is an absolute animal. He's got a lot of pop. But I think it'd be someone that would be kind of interesting to see in the first inning. Again, these guys in the first inning are probably not going to be that high of overalls. But I think people would like Eric Davis. I think he'd be glitchy off start because of the immense amount of pop that Eric Davis has every year. And if you know Eric Davis' swing, you know he kind of rakes a little bit. So I'd love an Eric Davis card. He rakes, and he'd be someone that would just absolutely piss on baseballs. Now, the next guy that I kind of think about is... Now, the next guy that I'm going to choose is going to be Johnny Damon. Now, Johnny Damon is definitely someone that you guys are probably going to be like, oh, why aren't they going to drop any big name first inning cards? I really don't think we're going to see any big first inning cards. Now, of course, I would love to see guys like Kenny Lofton, but obviously Kenny Lofton was it last year, and I don't think that Kenny Lofton is going to come back. Now, the next guy that I'm going to go with is going to be one that you guys probably aren't going to think of, but it's going to be Andrew Jones. Now, I think Andrew Jones would be a pretty good 88 to 90 overall card to start off the year. I don't think he'd be an absolute stud, but I do think he'd be a really good bat against lefties. Again, he has pretty good stats against lefties. I think that this is a long shot, but I think Andrew Jones could be someone we could see in the first inning. Again, I'm looking kind of lower tier guys because a bunch of the dudes that we're going to be seeing aren't going to necessarily be big name guys. I'm not going to drop big name guys for this type of reward yet in the year, but I think Andrew Jones could be someone that we could end up seeing and kind of just interest me because we haven't really seen an Andrew Jones card that's been like 88 to 90 yet, so I think it's definitely a shot. Now, boys, I know that I am very bold with some of these predictions. The only one that I'm pretty much dead set on is my guy, Roberto Clemente. And so, guys, I'm going to say it again. If you guys think that I missed anything in this video, make sure you guys let it down in the comment section below. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Again, this is a discussion. It's just something fun that we're going to do before MLB The Show 21. Boys, if you ended up liking the video, make sure you guys hit that like and sub button as we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers before MLB The Show 21. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to be posting probably twice a day once 21 comes out. We're going to be pounding out content.
What did he say?
Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.